is up? It is Tank from 96.9 The Eagle, Jacksonville's classic hits. We are live in studio with comedic legend TJ Miller and Lance Weiss, who is an up-and-coming superstar riding along.
Yeah, he's so funny. He's my buddy in New York, he's a New York comic. I'm also a New York comic. Said, hey, actually, Lance is in town. He wants to know if he can do a guest spot. I said, yes, of course, absolutely. And he came in and say, you told me not to cuss. He fucking killed last night. And I was like, is there any possible way that you want to stay and do the whole weekend? So he did. Yeah. Lucky me, right? What do you think about it?
That's a very kind intro from both of you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I've known you for 3 minutes and I love you already.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. We work here now.
That's great.
That's great. It was great of you to offer us a job.
Yeah.
We were going to do shows at the Comedy Zone tonight, but we're going to work with Tank.
Well, we're going to do the Fair and Fair performance space right down the hall.
I mean, we do have a great space.
You really do.
I mean, it's got a nice stage, good
awesome.
lighting. Yeah,
how long have you had
really
the nickname Tank?
Oh, man. 18 years, 15 years, something like that. I used to be Flash, but then I put on a lot of weight. And so that
turned to Tank?
Yeah, you have to change it when
Flash
you can.
was a flash in the pan, but the Tank keeps rolling.
That's right, baby.
That's so great, though. Tank is one of the best nicknames.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate
that.
Don't
you think? Yeah. What do you like? Did you ever have a nickname growing up?
I went to this camp with a where we had a black instructor. I don't know if you get how this is going to make the air, but the because my hair,
Florida,
he called me Q-Tip.
Nice.
Q-Tip was my nickname.
Nice.
So I'm like a skinny white dude with like my hair kind of will go out depending. So Q-Tip.
Q-Tip.
What about you?
Q-Tip.
TJ
is kind of a nickname already, right?
And they would always try and say, but I chose to be TJ. I was in second grade or first grade, and my real name is Todd Joseph. Todd's a terrible name, so I had to, but I didn't know. Yeah, it's a bad name. It's like Todd. Well, I have another story about that. But so there was another Todd in my second grade class, and I went up to him, and at this age, I said, there can't be two, it's too confusing. You can't have two Todds.
Right, yeah.
So I went up to the other Todd and I go, hey, there can't be two Todds in the class. So either you need to change my name, either you need to change your name or I need to change my name. And the guy goes, who are you? And I said, well, I'm Todd. And he said, I'm not going to change my name. And he goes, all right, then I'll go by TJ. And I got in the carpool after that day and I said, Mom, from here on out, I'm TJ. And she thought, oh, yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. And I never answered to the name Todd ever again from that day on. And then I don't like the name Todd. And we were going around, I was in high school, and I was a joker, and
no.
Right? Then they were going around, and my film and English teacher, who I'm now very close with, he said to me, okay, what's your name? Because we were introducing ourselves. And I said, TJ. He goes, what does it stand for? I said, Todd. And he goes, why'd you change it? I said, because it's such a bad name, like Todd and Buffy are headed to the country club. And the whole class started cracking up. And I was like, wow, I didn't think that joke was going to go so well. And then I stopped and I went, why, what's your name? And he goes, Todd. And I was like, no. Still aced his class, but he was filming English, so that was my strength. But so that was my nickname, TJ. Nice. And then they always try to make up, in junior high, like they called me like Tyrannosaurus Jizz and, Tomahawk Jackass, which I guess that was the one.
Are those supposed to be insulting? Because those both sound pretty awesome.
I don't know that Tyrannosaurus
Tomahawk is cool.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Tomahawk.
Right. When you call somebody Tomahawk, that's the man.
Yeah,
right there.
T-Hawk?
They weren't very, I guess now that you mention it, they weren't very good. I didn't think Tyrannosaurus Jizz was very funny. But now that I really think about it, Tank, you're the first guy to ever make me think, if you're going to be Jizz, you might as well be Tyrannosaurus.
It makes me think of Predator when Jesse Ventura is like, I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus. You know what I mean? It's like, that's like a very masculine, type of, well, I guess all Jizz is.
Come catch me, Tyrannosaurus Jizz, playing the Comedy Zone at the Ramada Inn. We're having such fun. Last night, we had this crazy story happen where we were hanging out, drinking, and it was after hours. Club was closed, the bar was closed, but we can still hang and drink. And then these guys walked in. Can you describe them? I mean,
two guys. Well, I thought the one I legitimately thought it was. Is it Sully Sullenberger?
Oh, the guy from the
flight. Like a little bit shorter version, but same mustache, same hair. And the other guy, I don't know how to describe the other guy, but maybe looks like he might get an appointment in the new administration. He's got that kind of look.
He was this. They were both silver foxes, but that guy was like really tall and very. He was the guy that we want to focus on. He was very loquacious and very bombastic. All these words that you don't really ever use.
That's some vocabulary right there.
Preposterous.
He was preposterous. He was.
Was he esoteric?
Yeah, sure.
He was. I would say he's pompous.
Yeah.
But he just was the whitest
pedantic.
guy. Yeah, right. He was the whitest guy.
Handsome.
He was very handsome.
Yeah.
Very tall, and you could tell he was in sales. He was a business guy.
Yeah.
And he was, he walked in with a cocktail shaker full of booze from the previous bar that they were at or something. So these guys both come in, they're drinking. One of them kind of stops drinking because he's got to drive an hour to get home.
Yeah.
And slowly, we found out that this other guy, his name's Kurt, and we found out that he was a very wealthy, successful businessman who had flown here in his own plane from St. Pete's or Augustus.
West Palm or Palm Beach. That area. I think
okay.
West Palm. Yeah.
Yeah, so it made sense that he was sort of this wealthy dude. And he kept kind of saying, this is the thing that I was thinking about this morning. How did we come to the place where he was like, yeah, I could do stand-up?
Well, he was talking about his son. Somehow he said something about. I think I might have asked, like, "What do your kids do?" or something. Because he was talking. He has 4 kids. He was talking about his kids, and then he goes, "Oh, well, they do video. Video work production."
Yeah,
I was like, "Well, let's
production
have him here tomorrow." I said, "Let's get him here and let's film the shows."
Nice.
Shoot the show,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Also, I wanted to shoot the weekend, and I didn't get somebody for Thursday. Scrambling to get somebody for tonight and tomorrow night. And Lance is like, just have your kid, because he kept talking about how he has all this money, not in like a gross way, but he was just very forthright about the fact that he had a plane, he can send a plane, he fly.
Oh, and quick interruption on this, if it's okay.
No.
He kept talking about Key West.
He was trying to get us to Key West.
Yes.
Oh.
And he said he would fly us down to Key West. He'd put us up. He's a very generous guy. I don't think it was. Tank just looked at us like, what was he really after, TJ? Is he looking to get a little Tyrannosaurus jizz? Some of that TJ. We would have tomahawked that one.
Yeah, right.
Mom, if you're listening, you can tune out anytime.
It's all TJ.
All
the time when it comes to the jizz stuff. Lance is very classy. So he really he said, you got to go to Key West. It's the best place ever. You can perform there. There's a little comedy club. I want you down there so much. I'll take care of you. We'll put you up, everything.
And West Palm, he said. He said both.
Yeah, he said West Palm also. But then you Lance kind of put it together. So he goes, what if we, why don't you bring him up here?
Yeah.
You got a plane.
Right,
Money's no object. Bring him up here. And and the other thing that we forgot to say is, in the beginning, he goes, so what do you guys do? You're the comedians?
Oh, this is the bet, yeah.
You're the comedians? And we said, yeah. And he goes, so you're a comedian, and you're a comedian, because we're also performing with this girl. And he said to me, "Are you a comedian?" And just kind of messing with him. I you know what? I think you can bleep. So just to fuck with him,
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm a movie star." And he's like, "All right, okay."
But you are a movie
Sure,
star.
but so I go, no, I am a movie star. I'm the only movie star you'll ever talk to. The only one you'll ever meet.
He didn't say exactly all this.
Yeah.
And so the guy goes, yeah, right. No, you're not. What would I have seen? I'm like, everything. I've been in all of the movies.
So many movies.
Lance is cracking up.
I love it.
Yeah. And why
I just love anything interesting. I'm not even supposed to be here right now. I just love things happening that are interesting. Yeah.
And he just loved watching me kind of messing with this guy and having him sort of not get it at all. So then he FaceTimes his son. And he's like, this guy says he's been in all these movies, and he's such bullshit. And Lance, did you say like FaceTime your son? You'll see.
I might have, yeah.
And so he FaceTimes his son, and he points the FaceTime at me, and he goes, I don't know who this guy is. Do you know? And his son goes, oh my God! Dad, what are you talking about?
It was
my man's
awesome.
was in Deadpool. He's in Office Christmas Poem. My man's was, and he kept saying my man's, which I thought was really funny. And actually, after he was saying, I was like, I think I'm going to start saying my man's.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You'll see, if you see Lance, my man's right here, dude. So my man's right here came up with this idea. So after he does this, he can't believe it. He recognizes me. He's like, this is a movie
He's
star.
so excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's beyond. And then Lance was like, dude, why don't you fly him up here to shoot the shows and we'll do a little like put it together as almost like a doc or something, because then what we did is, and this I think was your idea too, he kind of kept saying like, oh, I could do stand-up, people say, but I never had the time to do it. I've never tried it, but I'm sure I would be good up there. He kept saying that.
Yeah.
Because he's a sales guy.
Of course.
Yeah.
And he is funny. I mean, he is a funny guy. So but not so funny that we know whether or not he's going to do well. So then we said, again, I think this was you. This is all Lance's brain. I mean, my man's a smart dog. My man's real smart over here.
My man has got all the ideas.
Lance is my man to the point where it's with a Z. My man's
M-A-N-Z. I'm here.
Yeah, I am here. So then we go, okay, what about this? Why don't you get on stage and do 2 minutes at the show, and your son will video it, and we'll have it, and you can have it as like, and then once I saw that he was open to that, then I started pitching, and Blair, the girl, she was kind of drunk, and she just kept going, oh my God, this is like a pitch. I'm watching an actual pitch. You should be a director. So she was just blown away, because I went right into kind of pitch mode where I was like, this is amazing. We'll video you before the show, after the show, we'll actually shoot your son saying if he thinks it's going to go well or not. And we'll shoot, you arriving in the plane and all this stuff. And
can we talk about his son, what he did previously? Because he went out to LA. He went out to LA.
Yeah, his son went out to LA, and then it didn't go how he wanted to, so he's back doing video production. And he told me this morning that it's mostly like corporate work. He hasn't really done any narrative stuff since he came back. And I was like, that doesn't matter. This is a doc, And also this club, and I love this club.
Yeah, Comedy Zone.
But this club, the Comedy Zone, is in a hotel. Yeah. And the hotel is kind of dumpy, like it's from the 90s. But also, like there's people that are clearly extended stay. You have people that are kind of living there. I get a vibe. Some people are like alcoholics and got kicked out of their house.
A lot of pajamas in the lobby.
A lot of pajamas in the lobby, and a lot of like drinking on the balcony. And it's right near the freeway. But the weirdest thing about it is like they put the comics up in these grand suites. Like one of them is the Mandarin
some of the
suite.
comics. Some of the comics get the grand suite.
My man's is staying. He's splitting a double with Teresa.
My man's staying in the laundry room.
My man's is on the ground floor.
My man's doesn't even have his ice machine on his floor.
Easy access to the parking lot. So I'm in this like grand suite, which is several rooms, and it's like 2 bathrooms. That's the Ramada suite. So it's a very funny dichotomy. And then the club, here's the other weird thing about it. So the club is like, there's this, I think this idea is so fun. Both of us, I think. Yeah. My man's, I don't want to speak for my man.
Yeah.
But it is so great because the club is almost like a cabaret. It's like a showroom. There's multiple levels. Yep. It's an excellent club. The only thing that sucks about it is the bar is in the room. Yeah. But that's not that big of a deal too, because
they do a good job.
They do a great job with it. And the staff is great. They're very smart. The manager, Leah, is awesome.
Yeah.
And so it's a good club, but it's Jacksonville audiences. So Jacksonville audiences, I would describe as like
Duval.
Yes, if you say do or vol as part of anything, they're gonna shout it out.
I say no. You know what? You guys think I'm gonna put up with this? No can do, and they're all like,
oh! Exactly.
So
they're just waiting for it.
But they'll yell stuff out. They don't have a problem with talking. They'll heckle, but it's a little roughneck, is how I describe it. But they're very like respectful roughneck. Yeah. So it's not a place where once I shut somebody down, because I do a lot. Not like I improvise a lot, and so I'm very good with people. Like last night, this guy, what did he say? Do you remember? You might not have been in the room. The guy that I said was going to have intercourse with his wife under the truck. I don't know. He yelled something out, and like I started making fun of him, and then he like let it go. And then later on, I was messing with him, and he tried to say something back, but he was like, they want to be a part of the show. Jacksonville audiences want to be a part of the show. So that's exceptionally interesting because he's going to have a really good club, right? The infrastructure, the showroom to do his first stand-up comedy set. But the audience is not guaranteed to not mess with him.
Are you gonna set it up before you put him out there, or are you just gonna put him out like he's a regular comic?
Lance said that he would set him up really well.
Give him a nice intro.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna
with
really
the story
what are you gonna say,
of who he is and what that he's the first time?
Yeah,
or are you
we're
just gonna
gonna-
act like this is just another comic?
No,
in
no,
the
we're
set?
gonna let the crowd know this is guy's first
Okay,
time. He's
okay.
coming out here. He's gonna do his thing. Give him a really nice, like a, I don't know if it's a layup, but just a nice.
Yeah.
Let
Soft
him do
landing.
his thing. Let's see him do his
Yeah.
thing. Give him a lot of support, a lot of love. Because a host is a whole different role. It's a
Sure.
very. Our buddy just put out a documentary, a film about warm up.
Which was amazing. Before we get started, it's Ryan Reese, a brilliant comedian. But yeah.
And he's the best warm up. And I'm on these shows. I'm the kind of the warm up guy.
Okay.
And I kind of learned from our buddy Ryan Reese for his film. And warm up is so I'll get this guy. You guys are gonna love him. It's his first time out here. He does say this is not his thing, but give him a lot of love, a lot of energy, a lot of support. Give it up and whatever his name
Yeah.
was.
Whatever his name was.
Whoever that guy was. No. You're going to bring him on, keep it going for Kurt. And then when he comes in, we told him to do 2 minutes, but what we're going to say, because we're doing a little doc now, is he's going to do 5 minutes.
Right.
And I think I told him just tell a story
Right.
that you've told that people always laugh at. And the truth is that's the easiest way to do your first stand-up set,
Sure.
but it doesn't always work because you've never been in a room of like 300 strangers that are waiting for you and the longer you go without getting your first laugh, the worse it is and the less likely, because he's never been in front of people who are like, you better make me laugh.
Yeah.
I paid
So
for you
just
to make me laugh.
expecting you to
He's
entertain
just done
them.
speeches, and if it's funny, then that's just a bonus. That's
Right,
a bonus.
sure.
Extra for my mans.
Extra for my man.
My man gets a bonus
My
for
man
being funny during a
gets a
speech.
second S. My man says it. So we're really gonna have to see, like, is he able to cut it with this thing? And I remember, and then the compelling thing about the mini doc is he has to do this thing, and it better go well because his son is filming it.
Right. Yeah.
So if he really screws it up, and his son is going to edit it. So this is a very different position for him to be in with his son. And that's why I think it'll be fun for their family to see and all this stuff. I think he's going to be successful. And we're putting on 2 shows.
Yeah.
So the second show, he will have done it and learned from it.
Sure.
So it's lucky. And then the first show Saturday is sold out. The second show Saturday is almost sold out. Everybody should get their tickets.
So that's 9:15 is the second show, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Comedy
Oh no.
Zone, yeah.
The second show tomorrow is 9:30.
Right.
So you got time. ComedyZone.com is where you get the tickets.
Exactly. And you've got, so there we go on Saturday. Tonight, there's 2 shows. Friday is a little bit later. But all the shows are awesome. It's just this Saturday show is really going to be interesting. And we want to shoot it. And I think he's going to do well. What do you think?
I think so. He's gonna have that first time do well, or whatever you call it, first time magic.
Yeah.
Oh, you think?
I think he's gonna do great in the first one, and he might get cocky. And then show 2, we might have a different.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
And in the second show, we're not going to say this is his first time.
Okay.
He's just out there.
Right. Say the second
Yeah.
time, but I think it's more interesting. You go, all right, come to the stage. He's doing a guest
Well,
set.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
What makes the
Wow,
thing
that's so
interesting to me is
interesting.
that it's a nice. I didn't really. My dad and I had a tough relationship growing up. I loved the father-son dynamic here. Because
Yeah.
the father is the sales guy, and he's always out, and he's kind of a big
And
shot.
he's a big shot. He's probably has $50 million or something. Who knows? But that's kind of the vibe.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoons.
Yeah,
He's
and
got his son over here, the creative.
He went to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Now he's back. And so
And what an opportunity for him, for the son.
I think it's a big
yeah.
deal. I think it's a big deal. And I talked to the son this morning, and I said, and I was talking to him, and I already told you this in the car, but I was talking to his son, and his son goes, well, and yeah, I have some material that I wrote. Another guy who thinks that he can do stand-up. He goes, I had a little bit of material, so I'm going to work with him on that. And I was like, no, don't. I said, you could, but I think it's much more compelling if he has to do this on his own.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the son got it. And then I told the son to send me a sort of a bio of him so that we can kind of figure that out.
Yeah.
He hasn't sent it yet. But, I think that also is interesting that if he has to tell us who he is from the son's vantage point, and then I think with that bio, you're going to use that as his intro.
Yeah,
Right, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
He missed his son's 7th birthday.
Yeah, right, exactly. He is really.
I mean, it's that
his
half
son
coming
is living
together.
in shadow. Yeah.
It's coming together like right now. Like
Never
you're hearing the plan.
Never given a hug in his
Yeah,
entire life.
Exactly. And so, his son has felt like he's lived in his father's shadow. Please start clapping for a guy that was not president enough during his childhood, during the director's childhood. So that's kind of what we're doing. I kind of said we were talking about, but like, this really feels like something that would happen in Jacksonville.
And we're
I
also
don't think this would happen in Kansas City.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's a very Florida thing, but it's not a South Florida. It's not a Central Florida thing. For whatever reason, this feels very like closer to the Panhandle or Northern Florida type of thing.
This is. I gotta tell you guys, this is phenomenal, and I love this idea so much. I'm so excited to see the finished product.
The way that you started saying that felt like you were going to be like, I just want to tell you guys, this is phenomenal. And I like what you guys are trying, but you should not do it.
No.
And I won't let you do it. Because this guy's also my father.
And I have not seen him in years.
Yeah.
No, my dad is not funny. So
Well, there's a couple more elements to it we haven't told yet.
Oh, okay.
Because it's about they might stay at the hotel as well.
Okay.
So they're
it's
definitely going to say
Are they going to take your
the pool,
suite or
the hot tub, the breakfast buffet. It's the hotel environment, the atmosphere.
One of the things that the hotel is famous, and he's right. We're going to
So he wants to
interview him in the
cosplay.
hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a little like cosplay, but only being a comic at this club.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's really funny is that the club is famous. This Run In is famous for an incredible buffet that's all you can eat crab legs on Fridays and Saturdays.
I didn't even know
So
that.
we're going to take him to come down tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna take him into the buffet and shoot him sort of eating the crab legs and like going through the buffet and deciding what he wants to get.
Yeah, it's not about the stand-up.
Yeah, no, this is the whole.
Yeah.
This is the whole.
It's the whole shebang. It's the
Oh,
whole
I
experience.
love it,
Isn't it funny?
dude. It's so good.
And
It's so
really
compelling.
on a dare. It's very compelling. It's on a dare,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
And then it's the father-son dynamic.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
huge.
that he's gonna fly his plane. He has a plane. He's gonna
He has
fly
multiple
his
planes.
plane.
It sound like
Yeah,
he can get whatever plane he wants.
Yeah.
Oh, then he's renting the planes.
Yeah.
But still, that's crazy because he's a pilot and he's
Yeah.
going to fly his son in. And then, to me, the most compelling thing is we're going to interview the son on his own
Right.
because his son is bringing a film school buddy.
Okay.
So he's going to get in the hot seat, and we're going to say, not only how do you think he's going to do? Was he nervous about this? All this stuff, but also like, what is your relationship with your father?
Oh my God.
What was it like going to Los Angeles? Are you a trust fund kid?
Right,
When
yeah.
you went out there, did you have to have a job? Do you think that contributed to success or failure out there? Like, all of that is going to be in the documentary.
That's amazing.
And we're going to ask the father, we're going to say, we interviewed your son. What did you think he said about you? What do you think? So it'll be a really interesting piece of, and then I'll put it on my YouTube channel
Yeah.
and they'll have it for their purposes. And the son's editing it. So that's another component.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
It's another component where it's like, well, how is he going to portray his father?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
what
for
light?
sure.
All that stuff. Is he going to, and I'm going to ask him all that. We're going to be saying to him, hey man, like, how are you going to edit this? Is this piece going to be something that's championing your father, or is it going to make fun of him a little bit?
Buries his dad.
Oh my God.
Subtitles.
Such great revenge. You know what I mean?
All these subtitles and stuff like that. It cuts to animations of his dad just fucking bombing, even though he did do well.
Like memes, viral memes.
Just cut to people sitting there waiting for their food before the show.
Yeah.
But acting like that's part of the show.
I got
Oh
two
my
more
God.
points to it if it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, he has
We're making this
Yeah,
together.
this-
You're
yeah.
the executive producer.
the so
Tank, you're
the
also a
entire-
producer.
Oh, sweet.
So this is drinking going on for like hours.
Yeah.
I'm mainly sober for the most part.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
But
But, okay.
we're there all night, and the guy keeps selling us on Key West. This is the whole point. He's like Palm Beach, West Palm, Key West. We got it. He's like, I got places for you. He kept all night.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
are gonna come stay. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. So that's
very
kind of how this, because he has these planes. I guess he's like, I gotta be at the airport at 11 today to get to Palm Beach to get back to here. So, and then we want to tell him the ending.
Well, the guy ends up just eating shit. He just bombs, and his son is so ashamed he moves all the way to Key West.
Do you remember the ending?
What's the ending?
You remember it? So the ending is The ending is
Is this a spoiler
because he
alert?
kept trying to get us to go to Key West over
Yeah.
and over and
Yeah.
over.
That's the weird part of the story for me, but okay.
So I guess his sales
Key West,
happens
Key
in
West.
Key West, so he like knows all the people there,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bars, the restaurants, thing.
Yeah,
so
he's like the mayor of
yeah,
Key
he's like
West.
one of the Key West guys. So he has all these planes. So then we get in the plane with him.
Wait, was it John Travolta?
No. He was not a closet.
Okay.
So
Chugging.
we all get in the plane with him
Uh,
because
That's what happened last
You
night?
don't remember this?
Well, I was really drunk.
No,
You got in the- you actually got in the plane?
No, at the end of he's gonna bring a plane big enough for all of us.
I remember that. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And then we're gonna on Sunday
God.
we're gonna fly from here to Key West. All of us go to Key West. That was the ending. And then the ending shot is kind of like just like the ocean. Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the great thing. But I don't know if I have something to do.
I'm going to Key West. My man's is going to Key West.
Or he flies us to New York.
Oh, even
he
better.
could fly you to
Even
New
better.
York.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you get a
Flies back
refund
to
on
New
your
York.
plane ticket?
Yeah, no, you know what I can do though? If he wants to do it, I can fly from Key West to New York in the
There we
afternoon.
go. There we go.
Yeah, you're right. And he say? I thought we pitched him that, and he didn't say yes.
He seems up for all of it. He wanted us to go to Key West more than anything. He was like, I got places
Yeah.
for all you to stay. I'm not lying. You guys will come down. It'll be
Right.
awesome. I got it all
Well, if
covered.
he's able to do that, then yeah,
Yeah.
I'll fly out of Key West
Sure.
Sunday night.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
That's amazing.
That's
yeah,
what
I
we're
do
doing.
remember that.
Dude, let's bring Tank, dude.
But that's
Dude,
what I thought.
what's the
Tank,
weight
you're
limit on the plane?
He's got all kinds of planes,
Oh,
he said.
okay.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
You know that I do remember
Yeah.
that, but I didn't think that he committed. He didn't.
No,
commit,
it sounds
but
like
was up for it.
he seems like he's into it. Yeah.
God, that's so funny.
Dude, this is the best
that
idea
would be
I've
epic.
ever
We have
heard
to do that.
Oh, yeah.
of like just something that sprang up from every time me and my friends get together and we get drunk and come up with ideas, it's never a good idea.
And how can you do it?
Right.
Yeah.
And now I have a kid.
Yeah.
So like it's just one of those things where this is like amazing.
Yeah.
And like I'm so excited to see the finished product of this.
How long do you think a flight is from here to Key West?
Oh, can't
From here
be
to Key
far.
West? An hour?
Yeah, then we
It's
got to
nothing.
do it.
It's nothing.
I mean-
and he's bringing his wife. So it's like a night for the family.
Yeah.
So his son and daughter both
Yeah.
coming to do production and film, and he's bringing his wife to watch him do stand. It's
For the first
awesome.
time.
Is he flying the plane?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, and he's flying.
So are we worried about him drinking and
What did he
flying
say?
the plane?
8 hour to stick or he had
It's
a
8 hour stick to runway.
8 hour to
Something like that.
power something about taking off. You get 8 hours.
It had
Yeah.
it was a rhyme.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was something and this is true, and ship captains have to do it too. You have to be sober from your last drink to turning on the engine.
Okay.
It has to be a certain amount of time. I guess it was 8 hours, but he definitely flew hungover this morning.
Or he had a buddy that was gonna fly. I didn't really understand the whole plane situation.
That's right. Yeah. He said he could get a pilot to
Yeah.
take and pay somebody to fly him out
Jesus.
there and then fly him back. But it is crazy. Yeah, I mean, there was so much going on, and I was drinking too. But I forgot that his wife is coming.
Yeah.
I did know that his daughter he wanted his daughter to come.
Because they both do film production.
And then that was a whole other dynamic, which was really interesting, which was the sibling thing.
Yeah.
And the she feels like we're gonna ask them all about this, but she feels like she's not the favorite, or the son does, or
Right,
something.
uh-huh.
So there's some weird thing with that where it's like he was trying to. We just could tell he was like, it's a little sticky with my daughter and my son and their relationship, or their relationship with him. So the entire thing really, and if his wife is coming, we'll interview her also. So the entire thing is really about family dynamic, and
Yeah.
this guy kind of, in a way, like encouraging his kids so much and doing so much for his kids.
Uh-huh.
And then now sort of saying, I can do this thing that he has. It's, this is stand-up comedy is scarier than death, right? Isn't it?
It's terrifying, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it goes when they ask people what are the scariest things. It's like they're scared of dying, and then they're scared of public speaking.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
the scariest form of public speaking is stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So
I
he's
can't
kind of
imagine
doing
it, yeah.
he's sort of doing this thing with his kids, in front of his kids, and it's probably the only thing that he is not confident 100% that he can do.
His whole life with his kids, they've seen this guy, this successful guy, and he's like putting himself in this situation.
He's putting himself out there in a way that he never has.
I mean,
before.
what's more
You said it
compelling
so
than that?
well, and that's why
Yeah.
you're a producer.
I guess so, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
And everybody's gonna win. If we get to make something really cool and fun and interesting, a life moment, like that's
Mm-hmm.
great. For the family, it's a fun project.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
everyone
sure
wins.
He's gonna do well.
And like, what if
They
he's like
have
just
the documentary.
amazing? Yeah.
Yeah, it could be amazing.
Yeah.
And then his son is going to edit it. So it's like a film project.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this is happening with, like, to them, a movie star
Yeah.
and a guy who's much funnier than that.
and
movie
my
star.
man's.
And my man's
Yeah.
Lance.
That was, I went, and
The
a
movie
guy,
star
can
is
you
my
say-
man's.
and a
Yeah.
guy who's much funnier than the movie
I
star.
don't know about that.
And yeah, but my man's here. And
I feel like you could win an Oscar for something like
It's so
this.
funny.
You know what
It's
I
not
mean?
about awards.
It's not about
great
awards because they're
acting. Yeah, yeah.
bullshit. But
Yeah.
at the same
it's a
time,
really, really
Yeah.
compelling thing. And the fact that it all came together with drinking, and then the way that I'll sort of, again, Comedy Zone tonight,
Yeah.
2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Yeah.
Get there. Tickets are running fast. Saturday may already be sold out. But I'll tell you this much. I think that it's not the funniest part, but in my life, so I have like a mindfulness counselor. I had an AVM removed in 2010, so this golf ball sized piece of my right frontal lobe was
Oof.
removed. So because of that surgery, I have a traumatic brain injury, or what we refer to as a TBI.
oh,
And so I have a neuropsychologist, a neurologist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a mindfulness therapist. And the mindfulness therapist also does sort of substance use, you know? And so we were talking, and I talked to him about how yesterday I kind of didn't have a drink before I went on stage. On stage, I just had water. Afterwards, I kind of was like, nah, I don't need a drink, whatever. We were just talking about that. Because in stand-up comedy, you're constantly surrounded by alcohol. The
Sure,
first thing
yeah.
you do when you see them, it's like, can I get you something to drink? All the alcohol is free. All the food is free. So the eating component of it is also like, well, if I get all this for free, then I've got to have
Yeah.
a chicken sandwich. And you might as well bring out some French fries.
Yep.
And I heard that you guys hand bread your mozzarella stick. So all that, you kind of have to be mindful of all that. Especially if you're a guy like me who has an injury where I have impulse control problems. The way that I describe it is once I was on the way in New York, I was walking and I saw a gyro cart and I was like, I'd like a gyro. So I got a gyro and I ate a whole gyro. And then as I walked away from it, I was like, I was walking to dinner. I didn't even think about the fact that I was a couple blocks from the restaurant I was going to eat. But I was just
everybody
like,
has appetizers, you
I'd
know?
like a gyro. Yeah, right, exactly. A full gyro and a beer. So I said to the guy, I go, okay, all these things. I said, but listen to this story. I told him the whole story.
Yeah.
I said, what do you think about the fact that that could not have happened if I didn't get a drink and kind of get drunk with this guy afterwards? And his answer was so funny. He was like, well, I mean, you have to think about it. You know, you had this experience because you weren't drinking before the show. And then this experience is going to happen because you did drink. But if you had drank before during the show, maybe it wouldn't have ended up going this route. And so that's the way he's tricky with mindfulness. It's like he doesn't give a fuck if you drink. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you smoke weed.
Right.
You just have intention behind it, and you have to see the positives and the negatives of not drinking and drinking. And he said that, and I was like, God damn it, that's some Jedi mind trick shit.
It really is.
But yes, I think that's cool. So, kids, if you're at home, drinking alcohol leads to compelling filmmaking.
That
If you
is
want to
true.
be famous, if you want to have a career in entertainment, start drinking now.
Get drunk with Silver Fox guys who fly planes hungover.
Dude, true story. I saw this guy in Montreal. I'm very straight, but I was coming back from Montreal, and there was this old guy, and he looked like Hot Santa. I swear to God, he had like the greatest manicured beard. He had a haircut like the swooped over, and it was white,
Santa.
but like bright white, not like the
Yeah,
dirty.
these guys had bright white.
Yeah, dude,
Very white.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very attractive man feature right there.
I think that's right. And
Yeah.
he definitely has that. That's so funny that you mentioned that because the next film that I'm working on that me and a buddy are writing is a Christmas movie,
Really?
an intergalactic Christmas
I
movie.
love it.
That's all I can say.
All right.
Come and see me tonight at the Comedy Zone. My man's Lands.
The
will be there.
Jacksonville Comedy Zone.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. There's some other comedy zones. Don't go to those.
No, go to those.
They're awesome too. But
Yeah.
tonight
Yeah.
and tomorrow.
In Jacksonville. That's right. I guess if this goes out to other territories, so that people are going to show up and be like, he said he was going to be here.
It will
It
go.
wasn't on the website. Yeah, but he's whack.
Sometimes he maybe doesn't keep up on the website.
He's always doing pranks and jokes.
Yeah, this guy ate a euro on the way to dinner. What does he know about websites? You know?
Euro on the way to dinner.
Yeah.
It's the name of my next album. Dude, you guys check me out. I'm at Teenage Millionaire on Instagram. I have a podcast, which is very, very fun, called Cashing In with TJ Miller. My buddy Cash Levy, it's an interview show. He has a tough time getting guests. So I've been the only guest on the show for 7 years. And so that's super fun. And then my YouTube channel, which is not TJ Miller, but my YouTube channel is awesome. Subscribe to it because I've got a special.
You got a whole
called
special
Dear
on there,
Jonah.
yeah.
I actually have like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Got a crowd work thing, and I've got my agents are always like, don't call them specials. I'm like, they're pretty special.
Yeah.
One is completely an hour, not an hour, but like a full special improvised about Spokane, Washington.
Love that.
I filmed in Spokane, Washington, and it's hilarious because if you don't live in Spokane, Washington, you're not going to get any of the references, but it still is so funny. So a bunch of stuff on there. Check that out. My man's Lance. You want to do your plugs?
Hello, yeah, I'm Party with Lance on everything.
Okay.
All the things. Partywithlance.com, but it doesn't work that well, the site sometimes.
I mean, you're doing great in the plug so far.
Yeah. Lance Weiss is my name. So Lance Weiss, you can type that comedy or all the social stuff, Party with Lance. And it's all there.
If you party with him too hard, then you're going to make a documentary about a hot Santa. And I'm TJ Miller, does not have a website.com. Go there and you can get my peanut butter and my hot sauce.
You have your own peanut butter and hot sauce.
Peanut butter, my own line of hot sauce. I'm going to send you
Your
some.
album
Are you a
was
hot
called,
sauce guy?
I love hot sauce.
Yeah,
Love
my
it.
album is called Smooth Peanut Butter.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with peanut butter.
Yeah.
One of my funniest jokes about George Washington Carver. But the peanut butter is so
How many
good.
jokes about George Washington Carver do you have?
So many. And oh yeah, that's right. One of my best jokes about George Washington Carver is about peanut butter. But yeah, the peanut butter is, I've got dark chocolate coconut.
Ooh.
I've got with almonds. I've got cherry chocolate with real dried cherries.
Oh my God.
Honey roasted peanuts and milk chocolate. And then my favorite is toffee crispy with toffee, milk chocolate, and Rice Krispies. My man's got the whistle on lock. It's locked and loaded. And then 3 different types of hot sauce.
Yep.
One's called intense ghost pepper type. And then there's also, I'm bleeping for you.
Oh, appreciate it.
And there's also extreme gangster heat.
Oh, I love that.
And then Chipotle, because we all need a little Chipotle.
Yeah. Little
Chipotle, that's my kinda-
Mexican foods. That's
Yeah.
So I'll send you all those. And
Love
we'll
that.
talk about how delicious they are.
Uh-huh.
You can get those on tjmiller.com. My hot sauce and soon my peanut butter is available on Amazon.com.
Okay.
Where they really, really, I don't know how to say that.
Do they take a bite?
They really financially rape you. I like to use that
I'm
word.
glad you can say that so gently, DJ.
I don't know what to tell you, but it is. They really, really take a bite. I think they take like 60% of the money
Oh my
that you get. It's
God.
just terrifying because they make you pay to have it. You know, for them to ship it, and they pay for you to store it, and it's really terrible. So go to
that is
TJ Miller does not have
terrible.
a website.com. Really get some peanut butter and hot sauce. It is amazing.
Get it from the source.
Yeah, get it from the store.
I'm
from the
gonna have it
source.
tonight on a chicken salad.
Oh.
I'm gonna try a couple spices. Yeah.
All right.
You gotta do
Yeah.
it.
You gonna be on a hot one someday? You gonna do that?
I've already been on Hot
You've
Ones.
been on
and
Hot
it's
Ones?
great, but it's great. It's such a funny one. It was Ryan Reynolds and I have a storied history.
Oh, yeah.
I teased him on Hot Ones, and I don't know. I'm not sure he loved that. But
Yeah.
either way, we're great now. And we're going to do a video together about saving whales.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks, Tank.
my man's Lance with the. Come on. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking time to come in. I know you got 2 shows tonight, this Friday, and then Saturday you're going to do 2 shows.
2 shows with a very special guest.
Yeah, Sunday night you're flying out to Key
Key
West.
West.
God, if
And
that happens.
I'm hoping that everything's okay with that guy. I'm a little worried for you.
I trust him.
Okay, if you trust him,
Yeah.
my man's Lance
Yeah,
trusts
you
him.
I
the
trust
words
him,
of
yeah.
I'm
mine.
in. All right, I'm good.
That
then.
would be a bad ending to this.
Would it though? I mean,
If we died in a plane
I mean,
crash.
like yes, but also like the story though, because then like maybe the documentary they'd interview
think
me
for
and I could
you.
get
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
This is coming
This is
out
for you,
next
Tank.
time.
TJ Miller, an unknown man's comedian. Tank.
oh man, you guys are great. I wish I could keep you here, but as my man's down the hall said, they are waiting for you, and the shows are going to be great. Pick up those tickets if you can. ComedyZone.com. Of course, you can go and try to get tickets. That's probably not the smartest way to attempt that, but you know,
By
whatever.
getting drunk and offering to fly you to Key West.
Yes,
Yeah.
that worked.
Yeah, get tickets ahead of time.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
the best way to do it.
And we're also having a local Florida one of the funniest comedians in Florida is going to be with this as well.
Nice.
I've been all over the state the last few weeks.
Uh-huh.
And literally, he's probably one of the funniest guys I've seen
That's
in all
awesome.
of Florida.
You remember his name?
Chris Buck.
Chris Buck.
Chris Buck.
Super funny, dude.
Yeah, he's very, very funny. So is Lance, my man's Lance. It's hilarious. It's a great show front to back. But come get your tickets, and I sell the peanut butter hot sauce after the show.
Oh, okay.
So if you come, I'll hook you up.
Okay. Love that.
Do it.
Nice. All right.
And I'm selling jelly.
Oh, see, now you're talking. That's the smart move.
My album's named Smooth Peanut Butter. Lance's album is Selling Jelly.
Selling jelly.
You guys, thanks, man.
Thank you so much. man.
Awesome, man.